Have you ever wondered who the mysterious lion in Scar's flashback really is? The one that set him up to get bitten by a cobra. His origins are unknown. Basically, the only thing we know about him is that he set Scar up and desired to take over the Pride Lands. But what if he was more than this? What if he was actually Zira's father and the key for her connection to Scar? It might sound far-fetched, but there are some clues that make this theory really interesting, so make sure you pay close attention. So, I have many reasons to believe this strange lion could be Zira's father. If you don't know who I am talking about right now, he was, according to the Lion Guard, the reason Scar got his scar. We see him in a flashback when Scar is looking back on how he got his scar. According to him, this strange lion had the idea to take over the Pride Lands together. But this lion set him up and let a venomous cobra bite Scar. Scar got angry and sent the lion flying. There's not much more we know about this strange lion, but the most important thing to remember is that he had an evil mindset. Now, why could this strange lion be Zira's father? Let's start with looking at his face. Because there are a lot of resemblances with Zira you probably didn't notice before. First, look at the eyes. They are red. Who else has red eyes? Yes, Zira. But there is more. We see that they also have the same head stripe and even the same ear notch. And something that we do know about Zira's father is that he was abusive during her childhood and had an evil mindset, so maybe he gave Zira the same ear notch like he had when she was a kid, to kind of create his own mark of evil and mark her with the same cruelty he had, in the hope that she would get the same evil mindset as him when she grows up. But we will look deeper into Zira's childhood later. Some of you might think, well, that doesn't mean he is her father. It could also be another relative, like a brother, since they would have grown up with the rules and could have ended up with the same evil mindset. But considering the ages, I think the strange lion being her father is a better fit. Because we do know that Scar and Zira are from the same generation. And when we look back at the flashback with this strange lion, we see that he seems to look older than Scar was at that time. In my opinion, he looks a bit too old to be Zira, her brother, and it makes more sense that he is her father. For that, we should look at the things we do know about her childhood. Because growing up, her childhood wasn't easy. She grew up in a distant part of the Pride Lands, far from the peace and harmony. The pride she lived in was ruled by two fierce leaders, Kuzumu and Azola, Zira's parents. This pride was known for being violent and chaotic, living by a harsh set of rules that made them outcasts from other lion groups. From the moment Zira opened her eyes, her father had high expectations of her. Kuzumu wanted Zira to be tough, like him, so he trained her harshly, even while she was still very young. Every day he would push her, sometimes injuring her, saying it was to prepare her for her future as a leader. But instead of making her strong, it filled her heart with fear and anger. And it seems that Zira copied her father's actions while raising Kovu, because we see in the movie that she keeps on pushing Kovu to become evil, and in a moment of anger, she even gives him a scar. Just like her father might have given her that ear notch. But luckily for Zira, she did have a loving mother named Azola, who tried to protect her when she could. Azola often comforted Zira when Kuzumu wasn't looking, whispering words of kindness and telling her stories to calm her down. But one day, Kuzumu discovered Azola's secret support of their daughter. Outrageous, he killed Azola, believing that showing any softness would make Zira weak. This must have traumatized Zira forever. From that moment on, she felt nothing but hate towards her father. She got the feeling there was no one left to support her, because the pride she lived in, fearing Kuzumu's power, supported his cruel actions. Therefore, Zira decided to run away in the middle of the night, determined to survive on her own and escape her father's rule. But then, one day, she stumbled upon the Pride Lands and met Scar. According to the Lion Guard, Zira became good friends with Scar, and he told her all about the roar of the elders. We see this when Zira tried to tell Kion he couldn't use the roar on other lions, because according to her, this was the way Scar lost the roar when he was leader of the Lion Guard. We later learned that this isn't true. You only lose the roar if you use it for evil. Zira claimed she knew more about the roar than Kion because she was good friends with Scar. But how did Zira become such good friends with Scar? Chances are Scar found out that the strange lion had a daughter and went looking for her when his evil thoughts started to grow after the venomous snake bite, because that is what that venom does if left untreated. It will make you lose sight of seeing what is wrong and what's right. So when the venom spread, he must have thought about this strange lion again, remembering he was evil and had a daughter. He assumed she could have the same mindset as him, so he went looking for her, and that would be how Scar and Zira became friends. When Scar told her that he sent her father flying, Zira liked Scar even more, because to her, it felt like he finally got what he deserved after torturing her during her childhood and killing her mother. That would explain why Zira was so devoted and loyal to Scar. Therefore, Zira's world collapsed when Simba defeated Scar, because now someone she loved had died again, just like her mom did when she was little. But luckily, she still had her children, especially her son Kovu, who Scar had chosen to be his heir. Zira started to fill Kovu's mind with evil thoughts, because she thought this was her opportunity to do something back for Scar after he sent her father flying. She began to focus only on one goal, to train Kovu for the day he would defeat Simba. But I think we all know how her plan ended. She wanted Kovu to join Simba's pride, and then kill him when he wouldn't expect it. But Kovu falls in love with Kiara, Simba's daughter, and realizes that his mother was wrong about Simba. Eventually, Zira's life ended during her final battle with Simba. Zira's group attacked Simba's pride, and Kiara and Kovu jumped in between just in time. And when Kiara came with some wise words saying, "A wise king once told me, we are one. Look at them. They are us. What differences do you see?" She made Simba and the lions of Zira's pride realize she was right, and they made peace. But not for Zira. She was blinded by her desire for revenge and refused to listen. She charged at Simba, determined to kill him. But Kiara intervened, stopping her just in time. The two lionesses tumbled down a cliff, and Zira found herself hanging on the edge, above a rushing river. In a moment of mercy, Kiara offered her paw to Zira, trying to save her. But Zira, filled with anger and hatred, refused Kiara's help, probably because she realized there was nothing there for her anymore. Scar was gone, her mother was gone, her father was gone, and even her son Nuka died during an attempt to take down Simba. There was no one left with the same evil mindset as her, because her other two children, Kovu and Vitani, had also joined Simba's pride. In the end, Zira's story is a tragic one, shaped by loss, anger, and a desire for revenge. But could her evil life have been set into motion by this strange lion, her possible father? If he really was her father, it might explain why she held on to such a bitter and destructive path, unable to let go of the anger that had been inside her since her childhood. What do you think? Could the strange lion really be Zira's father? Or do you think there's another explanation for her deep connection with Scar? Or do you have a completely other theory about who this strange lion could be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked this theory about the strange lion, make sure to hit that notification bell so you won't miss a new story of the Pride Lands. See you in the next one.